Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Well, we did completing the square. I don't know if you were here for that class. Okay, so sub it in, sub it in, sub it in. All right. Try it. Actually, try it on paper. Started substituting the A, B, and C in. Okay.
What is 15 squared?
15 squared is 225, and then this is 56. So when you subtract it, you get square root 169. What is square root 169? 13.
Times 4.
Okay.
Yes, there is 2 times 7. AC.
Okay, so Rashawn. Now I'm gonna break this up. What are my two parts now? So now I'm gonna break up the plus minus part.
Oh, okay.
So this is negative 15. My two answers?
Oh, minus
Okay.
13.
Yep. Over 4. And this side would be?
15.
Minus 15.
Plus 13.
Over 4. Good. Ah. Okay. Okay. So negative 15 minus 13 divided by 4. I get negative 7. And here, guys, too noisy. Divided by 4, I get negative 0.5. Okay, which answer do I reject here?
What? Negative 7.
Neither, because it's not a word problem. I'm just trying to graph the parabola. So, okay, so these are my two x-intercepts. Guys, way too noisy.
Letter T selected.
Thank you.
On YouTube, shut it.
Okay, so negative 7, negative 0.5. What's another point that I know from this equation? The 7. Good. My y-intercept is 7. Does my parabola open up or open down? Opens. Opens. Up. My parabola opens up because it's positive. So I know my parabola goes something like this. So I know my parabola opens up because it's a positive 2. So it should be something like this. If you look at the question, it asks you for the vertex as well. So going back to day 1 when we did parabolas. Where is the vertex? Yep.
The maximum height.
Maximum or minimum, and where is it in the parabola? Yep.
Oh, the middle.
The middle, right. So if I have these two x-intercepts, I know my vertex should be in the middle. Okay, so go back to the basics. I don't have enough room here, but all right, so my vertex is going to be in the middle of negative 7 and negative 0.5. In the middle of them, so when I add it and divide it by 2, okay, negative 7 plus negative 0.5, and then divided by 2, I get negative 3.75. Okay, which makes sense. It's like somewhere along here. Okay, now that I know where it's supposed to be for x, how do I find out where exactly for y? I have the equation. Sydney, what do you think? If I know the x value, how do I find the y value? Well, we don't need the vertex formula, so Ming Yang, if I know the x value of my vertex, how do I find the y value?
Plug it into the equation.
Right. You have the equation right here. So I just have to substitute it into the equation. So y equal to, let me do red or bracket negative 3.75 square plus 15 times negative 3.75 plus 7. All right. Sorry, let me move this up a little. What do you get? Times 3.75 negative times 2 minus 3.75 times 15 plus 7. I get negative 21.1 around that. Negative 21.1, which is about right here. All right, so my vertex, negative 3.75 and negative 21.1. Right. Now that I have my vertex, my x-intercept, and my y-intercept, I can draw the parabola. Whoops. Okay, and that. Okay, looks a little off, but you get the idea. Yeah. Can I, sorry? 7 on the opposite side? Oh, yes. So this one, your y-intercept is 7. You could add another point right here. Yeah, at negative 7.5 and 7. Yep, you could. Okay, remember your parabola is symmetrical, so you could do that. But is this part a little hard? It makes sense, but okay, if it's not hard, good, great. Okay, there is a shortcut. All right, another method is you can use this when the equation is already in standard form. So, what do we say? So negative b over 2a. What do we say b is? 15. What do we say a is? 2. Yeah, so when you do this, negative 15 divided by 4, you get negative 3.75. Right? So other than getting the average of the two x-intercepts, you can also use this to figure out the x value of your vertex. Okay, so this is a little shortcut. How we? Okay. Write the equation in the vertex form for this parabola. This we actually did before. We did it in the last test. Do we want a refresher or do we want to skip it? Yeah. Refresher? Okay, who says refresher? Okay, who says skip it? Okay, refresher. Okay, so which format do you guys like more? Vertex form or factor form? Vertex. Okay. Either this one, I actually gave you the vertex and I gave you the x-intercept, so it doesn't matter which one you do. Since we're on since we're talking about x-intercepts, let's do the factor. Okay, so if this is -4, that means the bracket is x plus 4, and if this is 6, that means the bracket is x minus 6. Right? Remember, factor form is the opposite. So y equals a bracket x plus 4, x minus 6, because those are my two x-intercepts. Okay. Now I need to sub in one other point. What's one other point that I know from the diagram? Jonathan? 1, 1, -5. Right. So my y is -5, and my x is 1. Okay. What's the purpose of this? What am I trying to solve?
You want to solve it for A.
For A. That's right. Good job. Okay, I'm substituting the 1, -5. Okay. So 5 times -5, you get -25. So when you divide it, you get 5/25, which is 1/5. Okay. So my standard equation, y equals 1/5 x plus 4, x minus 6. Right? Okay. And then how do I change from factor form to standard form now? FOIL. Yeah. First, outside, inside, last. Okay. So y equals 1/5. Don't worry about that 1/5 yet. Do the FOIL first and then multiply everything by 1/5. So x squared minus minus 6x plus 4x minus 24. So when I simplify and multiply everything by 1/5, I should get the final answer, 1/5 x squared minus 2/5 x minus 24/5. Okay. If you want, you can use decimal. I think the math itself is hard enough in this chapter, so you can use decimals if you want. Now that it's in standard form, if I were to use quadratic formula to solve for my x values, what would my two x answers be? Let's see if you guys understand the whole concept. Okay, so if I use quadratic formula and use these values, what would my two answers be? Sydney? -4 and 6. Okay, good. So do you guys see how it's like a full circle? You're going from standard form to finding x-intercepts, or factor form to finding x-intercepts, and vice versa. All right. So remember, this is to show you guys factor form and quadratic formula both gives you the x-intercepts. Okay? And I think from the looks of it, you guys like the quadratic formula more, much more. Okay, last example right here. Okay, example 3. For the parabola y equals x minus 2 squared plus 3, determine the x-intercept verified using the quadratic formula in a graph. Okay. What is my vertex here? Jonathan? 2, 3. Good. Okay, does my parabola open up or open down?
Opens up.
Opens up. So let's okay. So let's do a quick little sketch. 2, 3. Something like right here. And we said it opens up, right? So how many x-intercepts am I gonna get? William?
0.
0, because this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. My parabola, if it opens up and my vertex is above it, it's never gonna cross the x-axis. So what do you think will happen when we do the quadratic formula? Ah, good job. You'll get an error. Let's try. Let's see how do we get that error. So negative, oh, wait. Before we can go straight to the quadratic formula, what do I have to do first? Standard form. Excellent. So y equals, put this in standard form. Remember, standard form is not just x squared minus 4. You have to do FOIL. Right? So y equals x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 3. So after I do FOIL, I get this. Right? I'll zoom this in of it. Jaden. Not yet. I'm almost done. Okay. So Jaden, it will take your mind off going to the washroom. What's A? What's B? What's C? Good. Okay. So let's plug it into the formula. Remember when do we use the formula?
To find x.
To find x-intercepts. Okay, so 10A, since I want to make sure you know what to do. Okay, so can you help me with substituting the A, B, and C? Negative 4. Okay, plus or minus? Good. Times 1 times 7. Good. Divided by 2 times 1. Good. All right. And then from here, it's all just your calculator doing the calculations. So negative 4 is 4 plus or minus, okay, 16 minus 28. What do you get? 16 minus 28? Negative 12. Exactly. All right, so what's square root negative 12? It's not 0. it's an error. See, I don't like this calculator. I want my old calculator back. So when you square root negative 12, it's gonna give you an error to eat. Okay. When you get into grade 11, yes, you can square root a negative number. Sorry, but yeah, but in grade 10 we cannot. So once you get a negative number inside the square root, we know that we cannot go any further. And then that's it. All right. That means, what does it mean? It means no x-intercepts. All right. And we can see it from the graph. All right. So what's the only condition for it to have no x-intercept mathematically?
You can't square root it.
If you cannot square root it, right? So it all depends on the b squared minus 4ac. So this is the general rule right here. Roots means the same thing as x-intercepts. Means the exact same things as zeros. I don't know why they made so many names, but they all mean the same thing, x-intercept. So if it's greater than 0, how many x-intercepts do we have? Yep, 2. We have 2 x-intercepts. Okay. What if it equals 0? So plus or minus 0, it will give you 1. That's right. So that means your vertex is on the x-axis. And when it's less than 0, yep, 0.
Good job.
Okay, and if I were to do a quick little sketch for visually, all right, this one looks something like this with your 2x-intercept. This one looks something like this with the 1 x-intercept. And then this one can look something like this, where it has no x-intercepts. All right, does that make sense? Okay, so this is kind of like a continuation from yesterday's lesson, dealing with factored form and x-intercepts. So let's do a couple more practice. These ones right here, and then tomorrow we get into the word problems. Okay, so when to apply what? When do we need to complete the square? When do we need to do quadratic formula? Okay.